My name is Maja and I work as a technical writer at Dynaway. I write documentation for our 3 software products, meaning that I work with our 3 development teams. Every 2 weeks I attend meetings with our development teams, our 3 development teams, to hear about what's been developed in the past 2 weeks. And besides that, I talk a lot with our developers to make sure that I understand the functionalities that I'm describing. So I will do that before writing any articles, and it's basically just a feedback loop between me and developers. I write some articles and they review them, and we make sure that everything is accurate so that we can provide a good quality of documentation. I follow Microsoft writing style guide when I write documentation, and then besides that I have put up a framework for myself that I follow to make sure that the documents are consistent with each other, and that is across all 3 software products. The documentation I create is available online to anyone, so whether you are a prospect that is just checking out the documentation, or if you are a customer, you have access to the same documentation. Well, first and foremost, you should have somewhere that your customers can go and find the help they need, and it's super convenient when everything is online. So of course we have our customer care team also taking care of any requests and questions, but having the online documentation is just really convenient because no matter where you are or at what time, you can always go and access the documentation. The overall most important factor is knowing your audience, knowing maybe the different types of personas, what type of information they're looking for, and also how they would like to receive that information, because people have different learning styles. So the most optimal would be to probably research that and then cater your content to fit that. So it could be written documentation, it could be interactive courses that your users can take. It could also be video guides for those who prefer to watch something instead of reading. Although we are in a niche, it's difficult to write the documentation to fit exactly every single customer because their organizations differ, and also their resources and their workflows. But of course, that's what we aim to do. But I think knowing your audience and constantly getting feedback from users is a way to overcome this challenge. Our main audience is super users, so that could be maintenance managers, for example. It could also be system administrators. When they are setting up new functionalities, they need to go into the documentation and to see how it's done. Also, our partners look into our documentation to gather information, and they also use it for customers as a selling point to prove that our software is actually well documented.